And joining us today from the nation's capital, Abuja, to discuss this is Mr. CallouBIAFRA. He's a human rights lawyer. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Yeah, thank you very much.
What do you think about this development?
Well, the development we're seeing recently, in every democracy, the principle of rule of law is of utmost importance, and every government must ensure that the whole of government business must be in confines with the rule of law. And so what we have seen recently, particularly as it affects the crisis between IPOB and the Nigerian army, is a flagrant abuse of our law. It ultraviolates the provision of our constitution and other penal law that guides the operation of the Nigerian government and, of course, the Nigerian army. The Nigerian army invaded IPOB, labeled IPOB a terrorist group. The law has made provision on how to go about this. To start with, number one, the Nigerian army does not have the right to carry out the assignment they did, because it is solely an exclusive assignment of the Nigerian police force. And so the Nigerian army cannot take over the assignment, the responsibility of the Nigerian police force in an attempt to make the government or in an attempt to glorify a particular person. So I believe strongly that what the Nigerian army has done is against our law, and it's very, very dangerous for our democracy, because it's a mockery of the system of government we practice in the general public and, of course, in the global world. We're in a situation whereby we are seen to abuse the law. Or when you look at the grounds or the reasons why the Nigerian army labeled this organization a terrorist group, you will understand that all of these reasons are not within the confines of the law. The law made it very, very clear that for an organization to be proscribed or to be labeled as a terrorist organization, there are procedures that must be followed. Number one, the Inspector General of Police or the AG, that's the Attorney General of Police, or the NSA, the National Security Advisor, is supposed to prepare an application to the courts, and the judge in chamber can grant that application. However, such an application must receive the endorsement of the president, and that's the provision of the law. As the judge has the responsibility to check the basis and the grounds of this application. We must be able to differentiate between civil disobedience and, of course, civil disobedience and terrorism. There are laws on ground to checkmate people who have done things that are contrary to our laws. We have the law that has to do with treason. We have the law that has to do with murder. We have the law that has to do with civil disobedience and all of that. So I believe strongly that if an individual or a group of individuals has done something contrary to our laws, such people must be treated within the confines of the law. However, proscribing the organization or declaring the organization is a deliberate celebration of ignorance, which is very, very terrible. So I think it is important that the Nigerian government should review our action. The Nigerian army quickly rushed to the public to declare this organization a terrorist group without consulting the requirement, the position of the law, to understand what exactly should be done. Now, in my own view, I believe that this is a pressure group who they have a responsibility to make demands. Looking at some of the statements and some of the action of IPOB, talking about hoisting their flag in public.
But what about where, Mr. Olajengesi, I need to come in here. What about where safety is concerned? This is not the first Python dance the Nigerian army had. This is the second, and the rationale is to flush out criminals from the southeast.
Yeah, the business of the Nigerian army is not to flush out criminals in the society. The Nigerian police force have an exclusive duty, looking at our constitution section 215 sub 3 specifically, mandated the Nigerian police force with the instruction of the Nigerian president to ensure that public safety of property is guaranteed, is secured in our society. So when you talk about public safety, it is an exclusive assignment that has been vested in the Nigerian police force. The Nigerian army can't take over the Nigerian police force. They were not trained to work within the human or the community system. They are trained to fight war. So it is only in a situation where there is insurrection, that is when the Nigerian army can step in with the direction of the president. However, when you are talking about public safety, the Nigerian police force is an organization where you look at the Nigerian police, they have the sole responsibility to ensure that there is public safety is guaranteed. And all of this must be done within the confines of our law.
But what about the southeast governors? They did what they did in the interest of the people.
The southeast governors?
Yes.
Well, what the Southeast governor did also is political anyway, but it's not in confines with the law. The Southeast governor declared in public that IPOB activities has been proscribed. In the first place, IPOB was not registered under the Southeast governor. The Southeast governor is not a constitutional organization, it's not the constitution of Nigeria. The Southeast governor have no business. Our law says that every group of persons have a right to organize themselves, have a right to freedom of association, and they have a right of expression. However, in the course of carrying out all of these rights, if there's any way they've actually breached the laws of the land, the Nigerian police have a duty to arrest such person, investigate such an act, and also prosecute such person. When you look at a situation whereby the Nnamdi Kanu as a person is going through a procedural process, I think it is important that we allow this process to continue than jumping the guns and doing some of the things we are doing currently. So the Southeast governor also did that from their own thinking, but it was quite wrong. It's against our law, it's against our constitution, and it has no place in the history of Nigerian politics.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. We have been speaking with human rights lawyer Mr. Pelumi Olajengesi.
Welcome to First-View Luxury Hotel. At First-View Luxury Hotel, we offer excellent service. Our rooms have all the necessary facilities to make your stay comfortable and memorable. You will also have access to internet service, breakfast, 24-hour power supply, full air condition, free international calls, free tire pumping service, and free car battery charge. So what are you waiting for? Quickly visit First-View Luxury Hotel. We are located at number 1 Adelino Bamishile off Raji Rasaki Road, First Estate, Amuwo, Odofin Festac, Lagos. For more information or reservation, please call us on 08075787135 or 08099900601. You can also take advantage of our online ongoing promo at www.firstviewhotel.com to make your reservation and payment for your favorite room, which attracts a discount rate. Please note, rooms are reserved based on first come, first serve. First View Luxury Hotel. Experience the home of comfort. They come.